Hey y'all, how are you? How are you? It's Burgess Taylor, our Journey with Burgess, and today we're talking about the plan for 2023. We're going to talk about journals and planners and sketchbooks and other things. For the past several months, well, actually it's been years, I've been trying different things. I've been trying different size notebooks, different kinds of notebooks, different kinds of planners, different kinds of sketchbooks, different sizes of sketchbooks, all the different things, different covers, different. And some things have worked really well. Some things have been like, oh wow, I love this. And then other things have been like, well, it works okay. There might be something better. And then other things just did not really work very well at all. Now, some of the things that over the past 2 years, or 2 or 3 years actually, I've tried several different times to make work have been things like the Wonderland 222 planner. I tried the A5, I tried the B6, and I love the paper and I love what they've done. The Saturday Sunday thing I just can't do. I love their goals and their tracking. I like having a second notebook, but I don't like having to have the second notebook. I normally have a journal or a notebook or that's sort of a sidekick that goes with the planner. Sometimes it's a bullet journal, sometimes it's just a notebook. And we're going to talk about the bullet journal thing in just a few minutes. So what I wanted to do with this video is I drew out the bulk, not every single one. There just wasn't enough space. But I drew out the bulk of the things that I love that I'm using. Some covers may change. Overall, it is what you see me sketching here. So sometimes what works for us at present may not work for us later on down the road. Sometimes what didn't work for us before will work later on. And I've tried to be open-minded about noticing that when things change, as I change and evolve, that sometimes I have to make changes. And I embrace the change. I like changing. I love setting up a new notebook. If I could, I'd set up a new notebook like every week, but that wouldn't, that's just not gonna, it's not feasible. But I do love a new notebook, a new planner. I do. However, as I've been accumulating lots and lots and lots of journals, half finished journals, quarter finished journals, 3/4 finished journals, lots of journals that have not been finished, or notebooks or planners. And then I'm like, what do I do with these? Because I have all these pages at the end of them. So some of them I revamp and turn into something else. Some of them I go back to later. But I'm finding that more and more and more what I really want is to settle down into things that just truly bring me joy and that work for me. And with that being said, there are some of the things that I'm going to be using for 2023, which are just continuations of what I'm already using them for. And then when I'm done with them, I'll get a new notebook and put it in that same cover. And hopefully that will help, because I'm changing things up. One of the other things that I've noticed is that I find myself very interested in the Society of Ideas from like Dee Dee Willingham. I've been watching her videos for a very long time. So I have a couple of different traveler's notebooks that are set up for certain things that have to do with the Society of Ideas. One of the other things that I have is a composition notebook that I've had for a couple of years now, that I've been putting pictures of the studio as I've been rearranging furniture. We need to finish the ceiling. We have to put some more insulation up there and put the panels up there. When my son moves out, which will probably be this coming spring or the beginning of the summer, this big craft table will go in that room along with that big red bookcase back there. And that will be David's office, music room, combination room. And we will be going to IKEA and getting me another desk. My desk is on the saw legs, my white desk that sits right here. I want a desk with the Alex drawers or those cubbies or whatever, so that I have more storage. And I'm going to be getting probably another Billy bookcase to go back there. I might be getting another 2 or 4 unit Kallax unit, because of the storage situation in here. My plans for the studio and what I'm documenting, that kind of stuff goes in that composition notebook. However, I have a sketchbook now that I've started doing swatches in. Now that composition notebook has swatches and stuff like that in it too, but I decided I wanted to be able to be more artistic with supplies and things. I've tried over the years, over the past 7 years, to keep a notebook with where I document supplies, but I change randomly, and now I'm like, where did that notebook go, or where did this notebook go? And I know they're back there. They're either back there on one of those shelves or they're in a bin up in the loft back there. I want to sort through everything and put all of the things in order. Starting down that path has been reorganization and decluttering and looking at the things that I'm using and going, okay, it's time to make some changes, some real changes. This is a sketchbook that I had already started, and I'm going to be continuing. I've already filled one or two of those. I'm going to be filling this one, and then I have another one on the shelf to go after that. The large sort of B5 sketchbook, that's where I'm going to be recording supplies and things like that for the studio, swatches. Sometimes I'll be collaging ephemera from said supplies. But I want to keep up with, that way I can go back and in a different color pen or on a post-it note, write, this supply worked really well, love it, we'll buy it again. This supply worked so-so, won't be buying it again, we'll just use it up. Or this supply I donated, that kind of thing. That's where some of my ideas about things have been with certain things. Like, I've also been in an immense amount of pain over the past few years. I have rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, along with depression and anxiety and ADHD. And there are some days where getting up out of the bed is a major feat. And then there are some days when walking 10,000 steps is like, no big deal. So I'm trying to keep better track of self-care, health and fitness, food, water. I'm trying to pay more attention. I've been talking to my doctor. I am right now starting intermittent fasting. Today is my first real day with that, and my tummy is probably going to growl during this. But I need to do something. So one of the things over the past month or two, I've been eliminating certain foods or decreasing certain foods. I've been adding in more vegetables, more fruits, eating nuts and berries and stuff like that as a snack instead of, junk food. I'm making healthier choices based on what I need for myself. And I've also gotten a smartwatch, because although the Apple Watch that I have, I think it's like a number 2 or number 3. It's not a new one at all, but I'm about to give it to my mother-in-law for her to try out. Because this is an older one, it will enable her to try it out, see if she likes it. So anyway, what I've been thinking about is health and fitness. So I did order a Hobonichi sneaker Mega Weeks in the vermilion color. It's gorgeous. I got the cover on cover with the constellations and the animals. I love it. I just wish that the cover on cover fit the sneaker better. I did not realize that it wasn't going to fit it. I think I'm going to take the paper that came with and insert it in so you don't really see that. But I am using that for health and fitness. I'm going to go through in a couple of different videos and show you my setups for all of these things. But I wanted to talk about things because I'm a process planner. I come to planning from a journaler's perspective. What I love is journaling. I love creative writing. I love poetry. I love art. I love journaling. I have a Dear Diary journal. It is the dark purple Sojourner A5 folio. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I will be using the Hobonichi Cousin A5 for next year. We're going to get to that in a minute. I have ordered the Common Planner B6 from Sterling Ink. That is going to be my actual planner, sort of hybrid. I will no longer be using a bullet journal. I'm going to be bullet journaling and planning in that Common Planner B6. I have an A6 Cafe Note that is an everyday carry. It is in a lilac, lavender Hobonichi cover for the A6. And I decided not to get the Hobonichi, although I have one this year. One for 2022 A6, because I like not having marked days. I like having freedom of however many pages. When I'm sitting and waiting for my mom when she's in a doctor's appointment, I can write out 4 or 5 pages of things. If I'm waiting for my husband or my son or my daughter or one of the grandkids, you know, if I happen to pick up Victor from karate and I'm waiting, I can do that. And what I've been doing is just putting a calendar in there. That way I can keep up with any dates that I need. And if I'm out and about, like say when I went to the doctor and I got the cortisone shots in my left elbow and my right shoulder last week. Oh, 2 shots in one day, that was a lot. But while I was in there, I actually had this, and I hadn't gotten and set up the weeks completely yet. I had been using my one for this year that pretty much had just sat in a basket for months because I didn't know what to do with it. You have to write so small, and I felt so limited. So I was using the bullet journal for a lot of it, but it was just too much and all in one place for me. I could use the A6 for self-care and health and fitness. It probably would have been fine, but the Hobonichi is already done out the weeks. And I finally figured out what works for me. Like I said, I'll show y'all that in another video. I've switched down to, for my everyday carry sketchbook, or my sketchbook that I carry everywhere or whatever, I've switched to A6, and then the square sketchbooks that you see right here. I can't remember the measurement. And then I've got some smaller ones that are square, that are like 4 by 4s or 4.5 by 4.5. And those are the ones that I'll take with me, this one or the smaller square, and I'll take with me like if I go urban sketching or plein air sketching or whatever. I also have this, which I've already watercolored, and it is a Odyssey notebook soft cover that I am using as a document life or document my days kind of thing. I had started it and was using it as a bullet journal, and now I'm just using it as documenting days. I'm not in here every single day, but I will be soon because I'm not going to have the bullet journal anymore. And everything that I'm doing that's more of a journaling or a documenting kind of thing, journaling out things, writing notes, that kind of stuff, it's going in a couple of different places. One will be in that common planner. The rapid logging kind of stuff and the note taking will go in the B6 common planner. But the memory keeping kind of thing will be going in this from now on. And if I'm writing out notes for myself, that kind of thing, I'm probably going to be putting it in the A5 that is like this. It is the same notebook, only it's not cut down. And so this is more of my memory keeping document my day. This is the same one, just a different color cover. And this is where I'm calling it my Document Life Commonplace book, because if I'm reading a book or watching a video or need to journal about something longhand or figure something out, it's sort of where I figure things out and I keep up with things in the A5. So I'm going to be changing covers. This will go in the purple Apunto once I have the common planner from Sterling Ink, and then I will have a different notebook sketchbook that's probably going to go in here, and it will stay in the house. I have what is more or less a brain dump, morning pages kind of thing. And it says, I put a sticker on it that says I have no idea what I'm doing, because I don't have any idea what I'm doing sometimes. This is the A5 Hobonichi cousin. This is the B6 Plus Hobonichi cousin. It's the cousin that I cut down. It's the AVAC version. And this is in the Apunto Croc purple that I love. It's my favorite. This is where that common planner from Sterling Ink is going to reside once I get it. I don't know when I'll be able to use it. So this may end up in that red cover until I finish out the year. I'm switching some things around. Like I said, I'm not going to be bullet journaling anymore. I'm not going to have, let me rephrase that. I'm not going to have a bullet journal anymore because I won't need a bullet journal anymore, because I will be bullet journaling and planning in that Commonplace planner from Sterling Ink. What I love about it is it has the goals and the future log stuff and all of the good stuff, the monthly, weekly, but the daily portion is not dated. So you have 365 pages free for you to use however you need them. So like I said, there are some days where when I'm in in the midst of doing the bullet journaling and I only need a paragraph. And then there are other days where I'm journaling like 6 or 7 pages, sometimes more. What I've been thinking about is how I separate things, how my brain compartmentalizes things. With ADHD, you often do compartmentalize things. Not everything needs to be compartmentalized, and I do need an overall, I need one place that sort of rules everything. One place where the bulk of everything is at. So I have a black Galen zipper cover. It's gorgeous. I love it. I have used the 2 inserts that came from the stationery selection box by Nolte. One is a monthly, has all the months of the year in it, and then the other one is all the weeks of the year in it. And then I used one of those Hobonichi Cousin journals with the beautiful, that has one of these notebooks in it, and that's for work. So it's for videos, projects, social media, it's all of that will be in there. It will stay in here most of the time. And then I have this, and is probably going to go in with the Hobonichi Cousin so that I can use them in conjunction with each other, because the Cousin, I have been trying to figure out a way.
Where did I put the purple? Okay.
Oh, let's back up. So in the work planner, in the Galen leather zipper cover, I have one of these and those 2 inserts, and this one where I'll be writing out, say, coffee chats, and I'll be keeping up with projects, and I'll have lists maybe, and things like that. And this one, it's just been a notebook. I have about 4 or 5 pages in it where I've been doing the manifesting my year. I'm working in that book from Heather Mattern for my word for next year, and as I was doing it, I did a tarot pull for a card for the year, and I ended up with the High Priestess, and the High Priestess was like shouting at me my word, and my word for next year is going to be intuition. Now, like I said, the Sojourner cover in the dark purple, this is my personal diary. This is where I write things out. It usually stays in my backpack because my backpack usually goes back and forth with me in and out of here. If I leave it at home or I leave it in here, it's fine. I don't take this out with me when I go out places. This is an Apple Pig cover, and I am using it. I'm going to be using it as my magical manifesting journal, and I'm doing a lot of that in the mornings, and that is something I'm about to start, as a matter of fact. I did a little bit of note-taking this morning because tomorrow is November 1st. I will be starting this actually November 1st. The Hobonichi Cousin, I have my Hobonichi Cousin for 2023 in this cover for right now. I have this cover, and then I have the one with the bird with the little piece of mail. I haven't decided if I'm going to continue with the purple Moterm cover or this one or the one with the bird with the mail. I think I'm going to stick with the purple for a while, and then I will, I think, come spring, use this cover or the bird cover. And then I have a little A6 Hobonichi cover that is the cloth, and I love that cover as well. I could change up things, but I like the flower thing for the spring. We'll see how things go. I'm not worried about the covers. It was organizing what I'm going to be doing. So what I've been thinking about, which is one of the reasons I'm seriously thinking about using the purple Moterm, is having this notebook with the Hobonichi Cousin and using them together. I have used the Hobonichi Cousin as a journal, as a planner, as a combination journal planner. I've used it for tarot and oracle cards. I've used it for my magical morning stuff. I've used it in a variety of ways, sometimes all in one year, sometimes different years. One year, when I very first tried it, I kind of used it as a combination of a planner and a journal, but I was more journaling than planning. And then I tried to use it as a planner, and using it as just a planner never really worked for me because I ended up creative in it. Using the B6 Common Planner from Sterling Ink means that I can be more functional, And then that means in this, I get to be more creative. So one of the things that I've been thinking about is I'm working on creative projects that aren't just for work, or that I want to be able to document the creativity portion of it. So in the work planner, I will have the to-dos and the information and keep up with, did I get this done? Did I get this done? What do I need to do next? That kind of stuff. But in the Hobonichi Cousin, I'm thinking about documenting my creative life, which means that word for the year in the notebook I just inserted, and the things that are going to be things that I'm working on in my life. So I am the project. My creativity is the project. So this notebook is about that. And then the actual cousin will be documenting what I got done. What did I do that was creative that day? And I'm not talking about like tracking, did I get a video done on YouTube or did I get my video up on Patreon? That's what the work planner is for. Was I creative that day? What did I do? Did I read? Did I journal? Did I do any creative writing? Did I do any working on my novel? Did I write a piece of poetry? Did I color? Did I paint? Did I try something new? And documenting that, using, say, that as like a vision board. The purple, which is probably, this definitely needs to go on the purple cover then, because I have the small B6 as my magical manifesting. And then, so what I want to manifest, the life I am creating and want to create, my dream. And then this is the results of that every single day, day in, day out. So like I've done some pictures already. I've got some more, I'm going to do some more collaging of things that I want to be working on. I'm going to do a vision board. And then, that way I've got somewhere. And then the nitty gritty notes of books I'm reading for this specifically will go in here, like my word of the year and things that relate to the word of the year that are about that. Because the Commonplace book is more like videos I'm watching, fiction books I'm reading, just regular books, not the self-development, self-growth kind of stuff. Also got astrology journals. I've got a A5 black Moterm that has a crossfield in it. That's where I'm studying tarot. I've got a standard traveler's notebook that I have a day free for 2023 cut down to standard to use for regular tarot, oracle, and astrology in the moon phases and stuff like that. Whenever I do like a spread, not just a daily read, not my daily reads, but actual longer term, bigger. I'm still in the process of doing some of these things. I'm not gonna rush myself. We're now November 1st is tomorrow. I plan by season. So my new season starts in December. I did add November to the Hobonichi weeks simply because I would like to have all of this together, because my steps, my intermittent fasting, my health, all of that, where I really start, because that's when I'm digging in. I'm about to, like, tomorrow is the day. I gave myself Monday to kind of process all of this, the rest of it to get it all kind of together. Then I start. So figuring out how I'm using things is part of that. And it's not easy. I may change my mind. I may find that the common planner works so well that maybe I don't need a certain thing anymore. Or maybe I find that the way that I'm doing this for the Hobonichi cousin, I may not need this anymore. Maybe that can be done on the daily pages in the Hobonichi. But to be honest, my magical manifesting morning kind of thing really needs 2 pages. One A5 page, I found that if I do tarot and oracle on it, just isn't enough to cover. So I'm not sure. I'm about to start this. I start this tomorrow morning, and I'm excited about that as well. Because I've been kind of setting things up and getting there when working with things. That's where I'm at with all of this. Like I said, I can't wait to do the videos where I'm actually showing you the actual setup. What this is the process. How I've started to eliminate things, what I'm working on, the purple cover, the A5 purple cover that's by Imperfectly Perfect has for years now been my journal for the course When Frogs Sing by Romney's Realm. I record what I'm doing in class. That's where I take notes. I also have a sketchbook that I do things in sometimes that is for that class. You know, there's different things that work, and I'm trying to kind of color code things so that it all kind of, all of this is this color, or but I'm finding that I'm going more and more and more towards the purple. I do have a green motor, an olive green motor, and that is my seasonal planning and projects and stuff. And it's sort of like a cross between, a journal and a grimoire. So, or maybe a book of mirrors. Yeah, maybe that. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I will be showing you the different things based on subject matter in different videos as we move forward between now and the end of the year. And I'll see y'all again real soon. Don't forget to do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, comment, and share if you can. All of that helps the analytics with the channel and helps my videos get recommended to other people too. Bye, y'all.